Hola todos. Don't you love the sound of that? You're probably asking yourself, Tom, what's the deal? You said you were moving to Spain. You've made videos about Almelo in the Netherlands, Salem, Massachusetts, Montreal, San Francisco, Falmouth, Massachusetts. But this maybe is the one you've been waiting for. Let me try and find a good place to plant myself, and I'll go over what we've been through. Spain has a reputation of being a place where people live healthy lives for the most part. And people don't live to work, they work to live. They find a balance. So after many months of consideration about where we could live, we decided to choose Spain. But we had to do a few things first. So one of the first things we had to do was make an appointment on the Spanish Consulate website. We went to their appointment calendar and found that every single date between April and December was full. Nothing was available. And that seemed kind of weird. So it turns out they update that calendar periodically, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. So you have to check it all the time to find out when it's been updated. So we went to the Spanish Consulate. We're heading into Boston today to the Spanish Consulate. We think we have all our paperwork ready, and we're a little bit nervous because it's taken a while for us to find all the stuff, get things translated, get it all prepared. Just, excuse me while I get the trash. It certainly wasn't easy to find everything we needed for the meeting today, especially getting an appointment on their calendar. So it's 36 miles to our destination in Boston, but 36 miles is going to take us about an hour and a half. It's exciting. No, it's a little tense. Traffic, it doesn't usually get this bad. It's really, really nasty this morning. So by and large, I'd say that our trip to the consulate went very well. They were very helpful. I think they were pretty well organized. The lady that was waiting on us was really very nice, but she was helping several people at the same time, so she was kind of like going from one to the other and bouncing back and forth, which may feel like they're disorganized, but they're really not. They know what they're doing, and they're very, very friendly. We had a 10 and a 10:15 appointment, and they spoke to us both at once, looked at our paperwork together because we're married. What you want to do is you want to walk through the door with a folder full of patients and all the paperwork you need. So it took us about 4 hours from the time we got there to the time we left, or actually got in the car. We parked right across the street. That's 10 St. James Ave parking garage. For 4 hours it cost us $40, but considering it's Boston, I suppose that's not such a big deal, and it was right across the street. We needed 3 passport photos, and we got 6, 3 with a white background and 3 with a gray background. So it wasn't clear to us whether we had to have a white background or a gray background, so we didn't even bother putting them on the form. They did that once we got to the consulate. Numero dos, we had to go to the local police department and have our fingerprints taken. I haven't been fingerprinted since I was a minor, and I won't get into that story. Maybe someday. So we had our fingerprints taken, though Sharon had to go back again because her fingerprints weren't of the quality required by the federal government. Numero tres. We had to get a copy of our marriage certificate and have that translated and apostilled. Did I say translated? See, but you can't use your high school Spanish teacher or your friend's mother. Find a certified translator, and they have to be certified to the point where they can translate legal documents that can be submitted to a government agency. We had to write a letter explaining why we wanted to move to Spain. That was relatively easy, but that had to be translated as well. So you also need a letter from your doctor, but not the kind of letter that would get you out of gym class. This letter has to be on the doctor's stationery with their letterhead, has to be signed by the doctor and stamped by their office, and it has to have very, very specific wording that you can find online, I think maybe on the consulate website or a few other sources, and that letter has to be translated too. You're going to keep your translator pretty busy. You know, a major thing that you have to plan for way in advance is that you have to prove your financial ability to live in Spain. I think the minimum income you must have is $2,500 a month. So another thing you have to do is purchase health insurance even before you get approval for being a resident, which seems kind of
backwards to have health insurance in Spain before you even have approval to live here, but that's what you have to do.
Well, in a month we'll find out whether or not they'll let us into the country to live. But today we spent our day at the book sale at the Uxbridge Public Library because we were members of the Friends of the Uxbridge Free Public Library, and that's what we've been doing for the past week and a half, sorting books, boxing books, lifting books, putting books down, picking books up. We're both a little bit tired. Right, Sharon?
Exhausted.
We're both exhausted. We've decided not to do anything around the yard today. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a nice sunny day. We're sitting on our farmer's porch enjoying life. By golly, we should. We've worked hard for this. And we're very lucky.
And Facebook has some groups you can go to ask questions and do a search on certain topics to find out things like that. The surprising thing was that health insurance in Spain is significantly less expensive than the US. So we had to buy private health insurance. So, well, for 150 euros a month, the two of us have full coverage, no copay, no deductible, and yeah, it's quite the deal. It's significantly less than we're paying now. So yeah, if you're moving to Spain, you have to decide, okay, what are you bringing with you? How much you want to bring? Some people don't bring anything. They bring a suitcase and that's it. But we didn't want to do that because, you know, we're attached to some things. We got rid of a lot of stuff. You know, we had yard sales. We went to the flea market.
Still a few more things to pack up, get rid of. We're going to do the flea market this Sunday because there's nothing more fun than selling at the flea market. Especially if you have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning without taking a shower, coffee in hand. We'll see. But that's the plan.
We gave a lot to family, of course. The family furniture went back to family for the most part. We lightened the load. It was actually very cathartic. Less stuff. Less stuff is good. It was fairly easy to choose what we wanted to bring, but you know, moving is stressful. We'll wait till that goes by. I think he's saying bring out your dead, but I'm not sure. I'm going to check the Spanish on that. So yeah, we decided to put everything in a container and bring it over in a big box. But before I did, you know what I did? I went through the house and I measured every room. Because when we find a house in Spain, I want to make sure, you know, the things fit. We used a company that provided us with 3 excellent movers, 3 guys that came to the house and packed up everything in a way I couldn't believe.
If you don't mind,
Documents.
I'm just going to make some simple pictures and stuff, but
Go right ahead.
I won't include you guys in it if you don't want. But I got to record this for history.
Yeah.
Right?
Document how far I've
Oh yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, it's good.
I heard something going on. It's like, whoa.
Tell them clock is ticking.
That's what we said. You know, you
Clock
got a
is
couple of
ticking.
days. Got to make up your mind
Tell
now.
them 10 people have already looked at it.
Hi, it's good.
Thank you so much. Good luck with everything.
And we could have never, ever done it ourselves. So if you're thinking about moving yourself and filling a container, you might want to double think that.
We're waiting for the folks in Spain to get back to us, so the consulate can tell us they would love for us to live in Spain. As a matter of fact, if they could choose anyone to move it to Spain, it would be us. I think we might be even at the top of their list. So this is what you do when you don't have a working shredder anymore, and you have some sensitive documents. We aren't going to bring these to Spain, and they're kind of old. So, yeah, time for a little fire pit fire. So, needless to say, there's a lot of things we have to do to make sure the house is legally on the market and it's passed all its inspection. Today I was in Salem and came home to find our septic being sucked. Oh man, that sucks. It's really kind of warm and humid. The guy said he's been doing it for 40 years, but he still has my sympathy because it's pretty damn warm out. Humid is what it is. Warm, okay. Humid, This is one of the things we're trying to get away from. But that's why it's so green around here all the time. We've had one person look at the house so far. It's been on the market for 3 days. The sign's out front now, and we're all set there. And it's listed on MLS, so fingers crossed it sells relatively soon.
2 years ago we started selling things on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Turned out really, really good, but that's almost like a full-time job trying to sell things. And it can get very frustrating when people say, oh, I'm going to buy it, and they don't show up. So there's that. But, you know, we really started 2 years ago preparing for a move.
Hey, the lady's here for her rug. Hello there. I think I saw you before you had your phone in your hand. So I just got a phone call that someone's coming for the table and the chairs. Should be here in 5 minutes with a pickup truck, plus the television. So I have some things to do. I think I need to unplug the TV. Yep, so I'm just waiting for someone to show up at around 11 o'clock for the vacuum. Yeah, selling the vacuum too. We haven't had a chance to vacuum the entire house yet, so I might have to use the leaf blower. That might work. Open all windows, just aim toward the windows, and yeah.
Yeah, we had to provide some information to the receiving end of the shipping process, and that included going to the City Hall here in El Casar. What we did was we had everything packed, but we still needed some silverware to eat. We wanted to have the TV as long as we could, so that we have some entertainment at night. And so we pared it down to the bare bones. So we also had to keep an address for documentation to be sent to, and so we have that via a family member, thankfully. To get a phone plan, you need a bank account. To get a bank account, you need certain documents. It gets a little bit complicated. It's almost a catch-22, but not quite. So in about a week or so, we're going to go to Guadalajara City and get the documentation we need in order to open the bank account, to get the phone, to buy the car. Yeah, we sold our cars. We sold one car, and I gave my son Kevin the other car. I'm going to miss that car.
Strawberries for breakfast. Okay, time to go mow the lawn for the very last time. What a moment in history. So we're leaving the mower to the people that are buying the house. You know, I can't tell you how many people have sold things to. Now, we've given a lot of stuff away too, donated to a charity. But all those things that we give to people for like dirt cheap, I get the biggest kick out of seeing someone take it home and saying they could really use this. And they're not looking for one, they're going to give it to their grandchild so they can watch movies together. All right, one more time. We did that. And now the inspection from the bank. Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm Tom.
Years ago, my grandfather had a garage like this
Yep.
with a workshop.
Right.
I went to Senator Ted Kennedy's office, and I talked to his chief of staff, and I said, hey, when can I get some FaceTime with your boy? I said, if he's mad, I got 3 other guys I can, they're all named next. Well, I had a convertible when I was single.
You ready to unplug the modem? So This is it. This is so surreal. It's that view. So I guess this is it. The house is empty, virtually empty. I feel like I should walk around the yard one more time. Maybe I should cry. Maybe I should laugh. I don't know. It's really, really pulling at a lot of emotions. We are ready to hit the road. 4 days away from liftoff. So, the car is packed. It's fully loaded. We're sweaty and gross.
Speak for yourself.
And I'm speaking for myself. Sharon doesn't sweat. And this is going to be the last time we walk out this door together. Maybe I should carry her over the threshold backwards. Bye, house.
Woo-hoo! All right, this is it. We're walking out the door for the last time at 129 Rivulet Street, Uxbridge, Massachusetts, USA.
We can't get back in.
Can't get back in now. Oh, wait. Goodbye, Pirates Cove, which we never went to. Hola, Vegas. Hi.
So you may have guessed by now, we have made the move to Spain. We're living in Alcázar. We are enjoying it really immensely. Immensely, I never say immensely. We're having a great time. We're enjoying it. We have a much smaller living space. We'll be here for a while as we look around for a place of our own. But yeah, we finally did it. It gives me an opportunity to become unstuck from a lifestyle in the US that had become very comfortable and made me a bit complacent and was not challenging. So I'm going to have plenty of challenges. It almost makes me giddy to think that we've done it. So we were chatting with some friends in Waltham, Massachusetts last night. They'll be coming to Barcelona in October, and we're going to take the train to Barcelona and meet up with them and spend a few days with them. That'll be fun. So yeah, the world is a much smaller place than it used to be. I can't thank our families enough for the support they've been giving us, encouraging us to, go out on this new adventure. We don't live forever, and we won't have many opportunities to do anything like this again. Growing up, I never imagined I would live in a foreign country, ever. So in about a year or so, we anticipate having our own house, and we'll share that adventure with you too. So that's all I have for you now. It's starting to get a little bit warm out. I don't know, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's probably 80 degrees. But you know what they say? It's a dry heat, and they're right. I'm gonna go for a swim in the cement pond. If you're my age, you probably know what that references. How lucky are we? See ya.